Hi everyone, welcome to how to use standard and idea pins on Pinterest to maximize conversions. I'm Claire Drake and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be going over a few things in this training. So the main thing is the difference. So the difference between standard and idea pins. And this could be something if you're just starting out with Pinterest, you don't really know how to use Pinterest for your business. This is the content. So the content you're going to be putting onto Pinterest to get those conversions. Okay, first of all, there are standard pins. So standard pins are static pins, static graphics. They have a link. So that's why they're so great for conversions and especially for lead generation, because people will see these graphics on Pinterest and then they will click on it, which will go to an external link, likely your landing page. And then also you have some great description capabilities. Now, I've talked about this a lot. If you're completely new to Pinterest, Pinterest is a search engine. It's all about keywords, and that's why it does take a little bit of time with Pinterest to get results. But I'm going to show you in this training how to get around that. So yes, and it's also editable. So once you've put a post up and you're like, okay, so I haven't done this and this and this, I need to change these things. It's very easy to go in and do that pretty much straight away. So you can absolutely do that. However, with idea pins, you can't. So let's get on to that now. Okay, so what are idea pins? So they are very similar to Instagram stories. So you can have a mix of graphics and video. There's no external link at the moment, no. So there are some workarounds for that. But you can't, if someone sees this on their feed on Pinterest and they click on it, they can technically click on it and that will go through the slides. Or if it's a video, it'll go through the video, however you want to do it. And they can't click on it then and it go to an external link like you can with standard pins. That's why I love standard pins. But these are also great for really building impressions and visibility. So you want to use these sparingly. Also, it links to profile. So your profile, there's a way to do it. So it doesn't automatically link to your profile. You add something called a sticker on the last slide with a link. Obviously, you want to make sure all of your pins have call to actions. So your call to action in every single idea pin that you do needs to have some way to get them to your profile. And that's the way to do it. Also, there's limited description space. I'm going to be showing you some examples in a little bit, actually the next slide, just to show you what the difference is. So with idea pins, you have a title, but you don't have much description space, or let's say any official description space, which I'll tell you and I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a minute. And also, you can't really edit. So once you've put it out, you can't really edit anything. However, if you are using Instagram Reels, TikToks, any vertical video, if you're doing that, it is a great way to repurpose that because it's so super simple to do. It's really, really quick. Like I've said, you don't have a lot of description space, but you do have a title. So you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours trying to formulate a description. You just put the title. Obviously, you need to do research in terms of making sure that title is keyword friendly, what people are searching for, all of that good stuff. But that is a really great way to repurpose your content. Okay, so I wanted to show you just what that actually looks like in terms of what they look like on Pinterest. So for this, I wanted to give you a real world example. Always like to do that. And this is an account that I've been managing, I've just started managing for my amazing client, Renee Brookbank. And I wanted to show you exactly what this looks like in terms of look and how to pin and the results. So we literally, I added these on a couple of days ago. And so on the left hand side, you'll see that's the standard pin. Standard pin, someone sees it in their feed, they can click on it, it goes to this location. So this specific one is an Airbnb, and she has 2 incredible Airbnb properties in Arizona. And so we really focus in on keywords on this one because it's in Grand Canyon, very close to Route 66 as well. So that's all the good stuff. So the first one, you'll see impressions is 20 impressions. However, outbound clicks 3, which is, if you don't know anything about conversions, that's actually really good. That is a really good click-through rate. However, when you look over to the idea pin, you'll see a lot more impressions and technically pin clicks. Now, what that means is a pin click is someone sees this idea pin in their feed, they click on it to view it on Pinterest. With a standard pin, if they're clicking on it and then they click again, that's the outbound link, they are double clicking. So they are going through to go and see that page. So the conversion, that's what we really, really want. And that's the difference. So you might think on first viewing that the idea pin is working really well, that's getting the impressions, which is absolutely true, but standard pins with that amount of clicks already, it was like a couple of days ago, something that I do talk about a lot is Pinterest is not the platform for fast results. So this is actually really good for a couple of days. So it's just something really to think about in terms of how you're using standard pins and how you're using idea pins. So next, how to use them effectively. Okay, so I'm going to talk about standard pins and idea pins. So why they're great, what some things that you need to kind of consider if you're using them. So standard pins, like I've said, great for conversions. So the majority of your pins should be static. They should be standard pins. However, they do take longer to get results because you have, I'm going to go back to this slide here just to show you. On the left hand side, it's a standard pin. You will see the description. You have the title. You can actually put a description in and make it mean something. So a description that's not just full of keywords. Now you can do that with idea pins as well. However, it's not an official way because you can't really add it in the same way. You'll see I have some keywords in there, but that is very much a workaround because they do not allow that. So basically, that is added in the notes section if you use idea pins. And this is something that has helped visibility, but it's not an official way to add description. So just something to keep in mind. And idea pins. So you get quick results as you've seen from Renee's account. You get quick impressions because Pinterest are boosting idea pins. So it boosts your visibility. However, too many of them can hinder the performance of your static standard pins. And remember, we really, really want to make sure that your standard pins are getting the visibility because that's what's going to drive conversions. It is a lot more difficult to drive conversions, getting people to go from Pinterest to your profile and then clicking through your bio. What you really want to do is really prioritize static pins where they can actually go through and you get that conversion straight away. Okay, so you're probably asking, okay, so I could do both. What mix should I use? So it depends on how much time you have. I'm always about simplicity. if you can aim for 5 to 6 pins a week for standard pins and 1 to 2 idea pins a week. Now, obviously, if you have more time, then you can absolutely boost those, but don't go overboard with your idea pins. The thing is, if you want to get a load of impressions, you really want to build that, if you want to build your following on Pinterest, then do that. However, if your focus is conversions and lead generation, which is something that I teach, and it's something that I have tested and tested and tested over 7+ years, I really focus in on lead generation over vanity metrics, because that's what gets the clicks, that's what gets the results. So that's why I always say lead generation should be the main point of using Pinterest for your business. So that is it. If you want any more support with getting your business on Pinterest, I offer Pinterest management, Pinterest consultancy, and coaching. So Pinterest management is very much like I do for Renee. I do everything for you. So me and my team work on your Pinterest account, do all of the things, so you don't need to. Consultancies is where I'm working with you and your team so they can do it for you. And coaching is if you want to learn it yourself and do it for yourself. So if any of those appeal to you, book a 15-minute call with me at clairedrakecoaching.com/book consultation. And yeah, do reach out. Lovely to have a chat with you. And yeah, hopefully you're having a great day. Take care.